So I just made these quote signs today. Added some wood scraps, of which we are rich in here at Empty Mountain. So it's July 2nd, and yesterday, July 1st, was our 2-year anniversary of moving out here to Empty Mountain. Signed the papers and then immediately moved on to the land, July 1st of 2022. And we just moved out here in our van, and there were no structures or services. And then we were just like, okay, now we live in the woods. So then we got to work. So I just thought I would, just maybe do a little tour around and show you what we've done in 2 years if you haven't been following along. And I'm starting here on our lovely porch. This is a great boon. Amazing sanctuary, all the things. Form and function, beauty and amazingness. So Mike built the cabin, 12 by 14, our first summer here. Got it framed up and did all of the lumber milling with a chainsaw mill. So it's like an attachment to a regular chainsaw called an Alaskan chainsaw mill. And so milled all of the kind of lumber we use for the main cabin with the chainsaw mill, which is pretty amazing. And then he built this porch last year in 2023 and just finished siding it. I'll just kind of take a walk around here. Another rain catchment barrel that we set up last year, just hanging off the eave here. It's super full, which is nice. All of our barrels are full. We have 3 55-gallon rain collection barrels, and they've gotten plenty of rain this spring, which is nice. So those are filled up. Our most recent build, shower house. The gutter catching rain, goes into the rain barrel, and then we have a hose hooked up to a pump, so it pumps out of the barrel, hooks up to the propane to heat the water. All of our system is in that box there. Let's kind of take a look in here just because it's amazing and it's beautiful and lovely. So, Empty Mountain upgrade. The shower's been amazing. Little seating area. Look, we have not one, but 2 fire pits. What? Oh, hi, buddy. I startled someone off the bird perch there. So I put food and water, birdseed and water up there on the bird perch, and we get a lot of great feathered friends, which is awesome. And we have it elevated to give the birds a fighting chance from our cat. So we used to have it on the ground last year before we had a cat, and then we put it up here. And then Mike also put like this metal on the bottom here to keep the critters from crawling up it and stealing all the stuff. Squirrels and chipmunks. Although honestly I don't mind feeding them, but I think they'd probably take all the stuff and birds wouldn't have any. Their firewood storage. Look, I've added a few sticks of wood to it today. So we're getting ready for fall. I'm almost there. This is what I often refer to as an inspirational outhouse. It's our compost toilet set up here. Look at all the inspiration while you're using the loo. Be inspired. All the nice messaging. Look at that guy. Look. Are you sure of your perceptions? Nope. Sometimes though, I am pretty sure. Dream the impossible dream. I mean, you know. It's pretty great. I'll show you where our, this is where all the contents from our loo buckets go for our compost toilet setup. And I mean, gosh, it compacts down, and there's just, you know, primarily two of us out here, so we're about halfway full on this bin. This is our only bin. We started it last year, and so it's filling up, but you know, it also just kind of crunches down over time, which is nice. So our straw and those, that's our sawdust that we use inside the loo buckets to cover the waste. Keeps the smell down, keeps the bugs down. We don't really have any of those issues as long as you're doing it right. Compost toilet takes care of itself. That was an upgrade last year. That's our cell booster. The first year we were out here, we didn't have any cell service or, you know, of course, no internet then too. But we found that we wound up getting 1 bar of spotty service. And we realized that because of that, that a cell booster might work. Because if you don't have any signal, then you can't, there's nothing to boost. So we had 1 glitchy bar, and we went through a couple of different cell boosters, and then we had to upgrade to a pretty expensive one to get enough juice, enough draw. So it was a little expensive, but super worth it. And we have, you know, cell signal, and we're able to hotspot from our phones also. So we get 4G out here, so it allows me to work my remote job from here, which is amazing. It allows us to do most things online. You know, it's definitely a little slow sometimes. Sometimes it drops out. You know, we have some issues sometimes, but mostly it works pretty good, which is awesome. So that's our little jaunty flag up there. Hi, Larch. There's Larch, who we found in the woods down the road and followed us home last year. So we acquired a cat. We weren't in the market for a cat, but we have one, and he's amazing, and we love him. This cart is one of the best things we own, in my opinion. This gorilla cart was a gift to me. Yeah, it was gifted to me by my father-in-law, Mike's dad, last year for my birthday. It's amazing. And it's also a fun ride. I can fit in it. It's great. I'll take a little, just peek in here. Mike's shop space, tool storage spot, and this sort of carport tent that we put up, and then we put another tarp around it, and Mike made this tarp door situation because it's not waterproof. So the extra tarp allows it to be waterproof. Let's take a look at the growing assortment of found items. This is our museum of found items. Bones, cans, bottles, knickknacks, bolts. Look at that thing. You see that metal thing? You see these bolts? Okay, I'm pretty sure they've come from up there. At least the big metal thing from our industrial power lines that run over part of our land. So that's a thing that happens sometimes, I guess. This is what we call our boneyard. Usable goods, building materials, metal, wood. That's a bunk of OSB or what's left of it over there. Metal, wood. We are surrounded by metal and wood out here, which is great. It's all Mike's milled up lumber that he did last year with the sawmill that we got. We now have a big sawmill, gas powered. And that will hopefully be our interior walls this year. Get our interior walls done would be amazing. So sometimes when you're living it, you know, things seem to be kind of going slow. But we've done a lot out here in 2 years, and that's also clear to me, and it's good to kind of look back and reflect and be like, oh yeah, 2 years, that's, you know, we've done a fair amount, especially given that Mike has largely done a lot of the work on his own and has milled all the wood from here on the property. So taken down wood. He's taken a couple of trees down, but mostly wood that's been downed, and milling up the lumber to make the cabin. And he's just amazing at what he does, and he's an artist too, so it looks nice. You know, we're not just like slapping a thing up out here, you know, we're making it look good too. So this is what we call our parking meadows, our motorcycles, vehicles. This storage container was a big upgrade for us last fall. So that houses the stuff that we held on to when we sold the house in Missoula, and it's got tools in it and stuff also. And then we were just gifted all of these trusses from a teardown, a job of some sort that Mike's brother had, and just him and his lovely wife Laura, my sister-in-law, they just came out and brought these out to us on their trailer and drove all the way out here and gave us all of that good stuff. And gosh, we're just so blessed to have so many good friends and family helping us out in so many different ways. And here's sort of another boneyard of building materials. So we've been accruing things. A lot of this stuff is from old job sites, you know, tear downs, and you know, so that's nice. Reusing the wood, making good use of it out here. Here's our lovely road that we live off of. So we have 24 acres, and basically half is on this side of the road and half is on this side of the road. So it goes back a ways that a way, goes back that a ways, and up the canyon. There's a couple of more people who live down there, but very like vacation-y type situations. It's coming up on the 4th of July, so I think everyone's actually here right now, which is unusual. So there's like 2 or 3 people up there, and now 3 or 4 people down there a little ways, but there's only 1 person up here that's year-round. Most people are just coming up here for like weekends, a couple times a year. So we're the other long-term dwellers up here, up this canyon road. So this is what Empty Mountain looks like on July 2nd. If you can hear that bird, it's one of my favorites. It's the Swainson's thrush. That's Stuart. Look, we have a little free library of books and things. You can also take a cool rock from this flying fish's mouth. Right, Larch? So thanks for tuning in. 2-year update. Archer and I just went on a walk. That's one of his moves when we're coming. And then he flops down for you to pet him. We went on a walk and gathered some old sticks with the old man's beard on it. Stuff makes great kindling in our fire wood stove for fire making. And well, it's summer and it's warming up and we don't really need fires right now inside the cabin, of course. I recently crafted a blog post on the Empty Mountain website called Winter is Coming. So when you live out in the woods and you use wood for heat, you know, it's good to prepare in the summer for the fall. So, you know, I figured I'd start gathering some kindling and just kind of working on our stockpile of wood for the fall time. And you know, around here, I mean, we'll probably start needing the wood stove again inside the cabin in August, probably mid to late August. I mean, so our like super warm weather where we don't need a fire at all ever is pretty short here. You know, we actually had a fire inside just like a week ago, around the summer solstice or so. So, you know, just if you live in Montana, if you're from here, you know that, you know, sort of any weather is possible any time of the year. That includes hail and snow and, you know, so, you know, it's just good to have wood on hand. So figured I'd start stocking up the stuff. Yeah, again, just, yeah, it's really a good fire starter. Montana Moxie. It's a store down the way. So I reckon it takes a little bit of Moxie to do what we're doing, so it feels like a good bag. Good message to have here at Empty Mountain. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for watching these videos. It's just kind of fun for us to bring people along with us and also just kind of document what we're doing out here. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later. Bye. Say bye, Lurch.